Uh, she needs to lose that blue notebook. I think it comes across as imperious.
Ben Chew, the former lawyer of Hollywood superstar Johnny Depp, has issued a stern warning to fellow actress Gwyneth Paltrow amidst her ongoing ski trial lawsuit. The stakes are high as the Sliding Doors actress faces a staggering $300,000 lawsuit. So, what is Chew's advice for the actress? Let's find out. The actress from Iron Man is being sued for $300,000 by a retired ophthalmologist named Terry Sanderson. Sanderson claims that Gwyneth collided with him while the two of them were skiing at Deer Valley Resort in Park City, Utah in 2016. The man, who was 76 years old at the time, submitted his initial claim for damages in 2019, stating that the incident left him with multiple disabilities, including a brain injury, 4 broken ribs, and other major injuries. And of course, Gwyneth is upset about the case and has further expressed her displeasure over having her photos taken outside of the courthouse, as well as being videotaped within the courtroom. She has been known to hide by covering her face with a huge blue notepad on occasion, although Benjamin is of the opinion that she should not expect privacy in a public judicial setting. Take a look at what the lawyer has to say to the actress. According to Ben Chew, the court has a public square. This isn't a family vacation away from the crowds when you have a legitimate expectation of privacy. This is a courthouse. She's not merely a defendant, she also has her own counterclaim, albeit a symbolic one, so she has to be and act like any other litigant in the courtroom.
This isn't a family vacation away from the crowds when you have a legitimate expectation of privacy. This is a courthouse.
He then continued to add, "The other thing I've noticed, and this may have just been nervousness or an accident, but I understand she didn't stand up when the judge and jury came in. Intentional or not, that comes off as very disrespectful."
Your coverage of yesterday, and this may have just been nervousness or an accident, but I understand that she didn't stand up when the judge and jury came in.
Looks like Ben is on fire once again. Oh, the nostalgia. But how did Ben come to give the actress the reality check? Well, Paltrow's attorney made a complaint on the second day of the trial about a new camera in the courtroom that pointed directly at Paltrow. So there's that.
Directly, still photographer, directly on my client's face, already transmitted nationally. So I'm mad.
And because we are nothing without the netizens and their thoughts on the matter, we have shortlisted for you all some really juicy reactions of what Twitter has to say about the sad sack. As Ben Chew puts it, Owens is slimy and shady, and as a juror it makes me distrust him completely. Next time, Gwyn, hire Ben Chew cause Owens is gross. While another user made sure that they came across as really witty. The tweet said, Ben Chew wouldn't touch this case, even with somebody else's ski pole. Whereas, there seem to be others who also have advice or maybe a suggestion for the actress. According to the user on Twitter, these attorneys are horrible. I was expecting hashtag Gwyneth Paltrow to have attorneys as we saw during Depp Heard, i.e. Ben Chew and Camille Vasquez. Meanwhile, Gwyneth responded to Terry's allegations by saying that he was the one who caused the collision between them. Not to mention, but she has also filed a counterclaim demanding $1 in compensation for her very modest injuries, in addition to the payment of her lawyer's bills. But, Gwyneth, we have a small question here. Considering you think it's all meritless, then what about the fact that 2 witnesses have come forward claiming that you left Sanderson lying injured in the cold? And before you think that this is also another baseless and meritless claim, we have details that will shock you. We now know that the initial complaint that Sanderson filed against Paltrow alleges that Paltrow skied out of control and hit the back of Terry Sanderson, another skier, who was downhill, knocking him down hard, knocking him out, and causing a brain injury, 4 broken ribs, and other serious injuries. What we were not informed of, however, was that the first complaint also mentioned a ski instructor from Deer Valley, the Deer Valley Resort Company LLC, and 2 additional unknown employees of the facility who were designated as Jane Doe and John Doe. The complaint stated that a ski instructor from Deer Valley Resort who was teaching Gwyneth Paltrow saw the injured Sanderson and skied off, falsely accusing Sanderson of having caused the incident. Sanderson further claimed in the initial complaint that neither Miss Paltrow nor Deer Valley Lodge workers notified emergency services about his injuries, and that he was abandoned at the scene with catastrophic brain trauma as a result. In other words, according to the allegations made in the complaint, at least 2 Deer Valley employed instructors who were with the actress did not call ski patrol to request assistance for the individual who was injured. And even though the ski instructor allegedly did not see the crash happen, the complaint also said that the instructor filled out and signed an incident report fraudulently saying that Gwyneth Paltrow did not cause the mishap. In his exact words, the complaint added he also failed to send help, as he was obligated to do, and later filed a false report to protect his client, Ms. Paltrow. In an amended complaint that was submitted by Sanderson in February 2019, the value of the damages that he is asking to be awarded in the lawsuit was reduced from $3.1 million to $300,000. The ski resort was also exonerated from blame in the case after its attorney argued that the inherent dangers of skiing make it immune to legal responsibility for injuries sustained while skiing. Not just this, but radiologist Wendell Gibby and Sanderson's daughter Polly Sanderson Grasham both testified that Sanderson's condition worsened in the years following the crash, and Sanderson's lawyers said he experienced a change in personality. Before this crash, Terry was a charming, outgoing, and gregarious person, Sanderson's attorney Lawrence D. Buehler expressed in the courtroom. But since the accident, he has lost his charming demeanor, as per the account of people close to Sanderson. Ramon testified that Sanderson was struck by Paltrow. Paltrow and her legal team contend that Sanderson was at fault for the crash and exaggerated the extent of his injuries. They refer to Ramon's evidence as a very different and loony scenario. But since we are not here to pick sides, here's an account of what Paltrow has to say is reportedly her side of the story.
Founder is being sued for $300,000 by retired optometrist Terry Sanderson, who initially sued for $3 million, but that suit was later amended.
Take a look. Paltrow contended in her counterclaim that there was a Deer Valley employee there at the scene of the accident when it occurred. According to her counterclaim, the worker allegedly asked Sanderson if he was all right, and Sanderson allegedly responded that he was fine.
Because Mr. Sanderson categorically hit me on that ski slope, and that is the truth.
According to the countersuit that the award-winning actress and CEO of Goop filed, she further described the action that was filed against her as an effort to exploit her fame and money. In her counterclaim, Paltrow also stated that her injuries were relatively minor and that she is only seeking symbolic damages of $1 plus costs for her lawyer's fees from Sanderson. Whereas, the counterclaim also stated that Paltrow was suing Sanderson for the costs of defending herself against this meritless claim.
I'm just saying what went through my mind for a split second when it was happening.
So, whether or not the outcome of this trial is going to give Anderson the justice he deserves, or on the other hand, provide Paltrow with the lost fame and soon-to-be-gone money that she claims, we are all eyes and ears as to what the future holds for these two. That's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.